What is up? What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Hey, check this out, man. My face itching and everything. Hey, y'all see that? Y'all see something? Anyway, look here, man. This video right here is a trip, and we're gonna. Oh, shucks. That's Fredda, y'all. Hey. Easy work. Easy work. That's Fredda. And the bass player is called Plucker. And now we're going to continue on with our video. What is up? What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Check it out, man. We bumming today. We bumming, man. I wanted to show y'all, I don't know if y'all care. It's supposed to be one of those shirts that hug you real tight, a t-shirt that helps suck in your gut and all that stuff. It don't work. It make me feel like I'm being squeezed to death. But I just want to try a lot of different things that, you know how you scrolling and you be like, does this work? This right here, I don't know. I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working. I don't know if none of this stuff is working for my kidney stone. Y'all know I'm pushing real hard for the kidney stone stuff. I need to put a note on there and stuff. Check this out, man. Let's do this real quick, man. We're gonna do this Tisha Tales, but check this out, man. We're gonna get right on into this. Release conditions revealed for Sean Diddy Combs after 50-month prison sentence. I couldn't have all this bad news going to all over the world that so many people seeing on Uncle Mike and they don't even know me. Nah, I wouldn't like that at all. That's why I do good, because I'm allergic to jail. I'm allergic to jail, baby. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Uncle Mike trying to catch up, man. So I was a great cook, but I got to do these reactions. I got to do my work, man. Let's check it out.
New court documents detailing the strict conditions for Sean Diddy Combs following his prison sentence. The disgraced music mogul will be under a supervised release for 5 years after he gets out from behind bars. The requirements include mandatory participation in a domestic violence program.
He also won't be allowed to contact any of the victims in the case or, quote, encourage anyone else to contact them. This all comes as Diddy is currently serving a 4-year prison sentence at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. NBC News legal analyst Angela Senadella joins us now. Angela, good to have you here on set. So what else are we learning about the conditions of Sean Combs' release? And is this all pretty par for the course, pretty standard?
Yeah, so look, a lot of these conditions sound pretty harsh, but they're pretty standard. Things, as you mentioned, like no contact with victims, also no contact with other criminals, no access to firearms, also unsupervised, or visits, drop-in visits from probation officers at any time, mandatory employment. So many of these are standard. But what I do think is notable is the addition of required treatment programs. And it's not just one, right? It is domestic violence, but also drug abuse and also mental health. The reason why it's so notable is because we all remember the defense described this as a modern love story. And even though Combs was acquitted of the most egregious charges, it's really a message from the court saying there's really still something that is not right here. There's treatment that is required. There's issues that need to be resolved.
Can you tell us a little bit about his living conditions? Because I know that he's currently in Brooklyn, but he's actually asked to be moved to a federal facility. Why? What would that do to his living conditions?
Okay, so very specifically, he's requesting to be moved to Fort Dix, to a low security prison. So that would very much ameliorate, improve his living conditions from where he is in Brooklyn. So this low security prison is more like a dorm-like setting, and also has a specific drug abuse treatment program that he's requesting to be a part of. And sometimes people who go through this program successfully can get time off at the end.
Well, Angela, we also know that Diddy is going to be required to work 30 hours a week upon his release. Do we know if that's like, he can just do whatever he wants? He's the owner, obviously, of a company, CEO. Or is this something that the state or the courts are going to mandate?
So this is interesting. It is pretty standard, and the legal language is work conscientiously at suitable employment. So that doesn't mean that the government can tell him what job to do, but it does mean that the probation officer can veto what he chooses. And the real point here is access and rehabilitation and not a lot of free time, requiring structure. So given that his employment is generally self-employment and a lot of free time, it's not clear here how the probation officer will respond to that, what sort of restrictions they will put. But yeah, the probation officer can say, this is not okay. Too much free time on your hands.
Angela, how often?
Man, they should make this Bama work at McDonald's. You need to get a job. That'll be part of my punishment if I was president. Cleaning the streets, taking out trash, any of those hard-working jobs. It's a lot of them, man. Anyway, here we go.
Are these transfer requests approved?
So it's certainly case by case. It's not something that happens all the time, and the court would look at a lot of things, like, for example, what sort of risk does he pose? What sort of risk exists at that center? And really the goal here is whether or not he will be rehabilitated enough in a low security setting, or if something more higher security is required.
When are we expecting that decision? Do we know?
It should be pretty soon, given the request was just given.
Okay. All right. Angela Senadella, thank you as always.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories.
He look like AI. I'm checking out this AI stuff, man. All right, Tisha, hit us with the 411. Tisha gonna hit you, baby.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Sean Diddy Combs, oh, it looks like you in a rock and a hard place, and baby, we love to see it. If you guys don't know, yesterday, the judge Aaron in the probation department, they had me dying. They dropped Diddy's probation guidelines. Baby, let me just say this. I hope to God he rehab, because if not, they gonna get you. You're gonna be released on the 5th. They gonna lock you back up again, probably on the 15th. As soon as some of your some of your visually challenged escorts are available. Okay, well, get this. Now that the probation guidelines are come out, sources are saying Diddy is like, yo, I can't do this. See, one of the reasons why Diddy got so far is because, yeah, he thinks he's a god among men. Yeah, he thinks he can get away with everything. But one of the reasons they're saying that Diddy is so upset is because he knows his limitations. He knows his limitations. He knows what he's up to. This fool was under federal investigation. And literally, there was a girl, I believe, in his hotel room with the freak-off gear. Anytime you see trashy lingerie and stripper heels and an arguably attractive escort, you know Diddy's in the building. Well, guess what? They are saying that right now Diddy is freaking out because remember when I told you yesterday that sources are saying that the money's drying up? Yeah, I got a little bit more tea. Let me know what you think. Let's get into this. All right, now listen, this is what the streets are saying. The Diddy streets, I tend to think that it might be true. Okay, let me just, I know what you're, Tisha, get to the point, okay?
Okay.
All right, so,
get him, Tisha.
Pills are very, very expensive, okay? Now, all right, I know what you're saying, Tisha, you still ain't to the point. Okay, Diddy is begging Trump for a pardon once again, but this time it's for financial reasons because he doesn't know if he can hold out mentally or in his pockets for an appeal. Okay, now,
stop right there real quick because my mama and some other people said Trump gonna give him a appeal. It's all about money because he can get money from him. Trump can get money from Diddy, I'm assuming, because of this appeal. And that way, basically, he can buy his way out of jail. And I'm saying to myself, that don't sound right because people got a lot of explaining to do after all this stuff go down, man. You know, y'all want the people to riot? We ain't, forget the government. We don't want no part of you anyway, man, because Trump people turning on him. He ain't released them files because he know his name on it, allegedly. Gotta say allegedly because you don't want Trump singing people. Oh, I had a red hat. No, and somebody asked me in the comment, that red hat is not, it wasn't no Trump hat. It's a hat about the Philippines. It has the name of where the fiance live at. I can't pronounce the name.
He's begging Trump for a pardon once again, but this time it's for financial reasons because he doesn't know if he can hold out mentally or in his pockets for an appeal. Okay, now, y'all got the big picture? Now let's slow it down and actually talk about what this is, all right? First of all, Diddy got the dream team of lawyers. I believe in the appeal, there's going to be about 3 lawyers working on there. There's going to be Shapiro, Driscoll, and a few other people. Why is that important? Because the appeal cost for a federal criminal case in the Southern District of New York, right? Typically, one attorney can be somewhere between $300,000 to $1.5 million. However, big law or elite boutique appellate specialists like Mark Agnifilio's level, right? Driscoll's level, Shapiro's level, right? They usually charge about $2,000 an hour. And large cases such as Diddy easily exceed 1,000 hours of work. Let's not forget that Diddy is grasping at straws. Then there's record preparation, transcript costs about $100K, filing costs $505, expert consultations, research assistance, that's like $250,000. So a realistic price range would be $2 million, okay? Now here's the thing. They said high-profile defendants routinely spend 7 figures on appeal. For instance, Harvey Weinstein's New York appeal reportedly cost $1 million in legal fees. Jusain's $2 million. Now, here's the part that Diddy is like, yo, because at the end of the day, like I said, Diddy has a cash flow problem. He never admitted, but he said in court, who else is making money? He said he need to be out on the street for his kids. Who else is making money in that house? Get this, the total time from notice that they're going to appeal is somewhere between 12 and 24 months in the Second Circuit. However,
Got him! Got him! Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
So basically, by the time you appeal and get all your eggs together and spend more money for no reason, so basically what you're saying is when you start close to the having the appeal accepted or not accepted, you should be walking out anyway. Your 50 months will be over with, bruh. Especially when you already did a year. What is you doing? These judges, these lawyers, boy, they greedy. Oh, they greedy. We're going to appeal. Mark, we definitely going to appeal. Dude, y'all think appeal going to happen and then 2 weeks later he out? That's what y'all think? Man, get out of here. I'll go home. It don't work that way. No way.
High profile or complex cases, right? Such as Diddy's can take up to 3 years before a final appellate ruling. Okay? So what's the bottom line? Diddy's looking about $2 million minimum in appeal costs per lawyer. He has 3 lawyers. That's $6 million. The Second Circuit is most likely going to hear that argument somewhere around 1.5 to 2.5 years. And get this, the final decision could arrive 2 to 3 years after conviction, depending on briefing extensions and docket congestion. What does that mean? Diddy is about to make the gamble of his life, and his pockets are running low, and he doesn't know which one is easier. Should he file for an appeal because he is a stubborn old devil, or should he keep the pressure on Trump? See, here's the thing. Remember how Trump said, yeah, I heard Diddy wanted a pill. Now, he didn't say whether or not he was going to give Diddy a pill. I understand that, but the devil's in the details. Remember how Nicole Westmoreland admitted they were trying to get an appeal from President Trump? All right. Remember how the Rolling Stone article, just to take you back, children, remember how the Rolling Stone article said that Diddy had approached a lot of people? He was paying people to get his lawyers an audience with Trump, to get people that deals with Trump's appeal thing. He was paying for the audience. And remember how they said that Diddy said that he would pay for introductions and the rest of the people he would pay if the appeal was successful. Now, when he tried that mess, the people that were in charge of the appeals were like, and getting access to get in front of the president for the appeal. They were like, motherfucker, you must be out your mind. You really think you're going to sit here and act like our name is Gina Hun? Act like our name is Young Miami? Ninja, you think you're going to run us? Have us making introductions, jumping through hoops, doing all this stuff, and you telling us you only gonna pay us if it's successful? Man, get out of here. We got 1 million more people that got the money, the funds, and they're gonna pay whether or not it's successful, because you're not paying for an outcome. You're paying to get even on the president's radar, all right? The streets are saying they literally laughed Diddy out there because they literally were trying. Remember when Diddy tried to shortchange that escort? Remember when they're like, oh, he couldn't even finish. Why I gotta pay him money? And he gave him $500 or $600 and told him to go kick rocks. Remember that? Well, he tried to do the same thing to these power brokers, to these legal eagles, to these people that make their living from brokering, getting audiences for an appeal. So Diddy's been humbled because he thought he was in the position, because his lawyers, don't forget, according to all sources, we're saying, yo, you got this. You ain't going to serve time. Again, children, can I take you back to the beginning of the story where Sean Diddy Combs didn't just have one speaking engagement? According to the court transcripts, he had planned to go on a nationwide tour. I guess he wanted to get his money back. Anyway, right? Back then, Diddy was like, well, if you can't guarantee me nothing, never mind. I ain't spending all that money for an appeal. Again, you guys, appeals cost money. Not saying the president takes money for appeals. I mean, he might. I don't know. Is that illegal? Doesn't matter anymore. But the people that put you in front of the people to even get you on the appeals list, they want to be paid. So let's go back. You're looking at about $6 million for your appeal costs. even if you pay that, you might not get a decision for 2 to 3 years. Diddy is expected to serve no more than 3 years because he has 40 months. He's already served like 13 months. He is expecting
to do
no more than 2.5, 3 years. So basically, if he pays these appeal people all this money, it would only be a good investment if he was doing 10 or 20 years, because then that gamble with his diminishing funds, because he doesn't have any cash flow, would actually be worth it. At least Diddy would think it's worth it, because he always thinks he's right. Seems like it. He ain't want to take an answer, right? But if you're paying in your dwindling frozen fortune, if you're paying that much money for an appeal, and you can't guarantee what the outcome is, and your lawyers are saying, oh, no, don't worry, you got this. I think they saving Diddy's, I think Diddy's name is saved in the lawyer's phone as Food Ninja. They eating off of him.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Yep.
Who's that? This is Food Ninja we eating off of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, even though his lawyers were telling him in the criminal trial, don't worry, you got this. And his ass is still sitting at the MDC, probably harassing all the rats and roaches while he teaching free game with Diddy. I know everybody in there is just like, what's the game? How to stay in jail? Okay.
Oh my God, don't say that. Hey, I can't believe. Diddy locked in a cell, tunnels under his house, and he can't make bail. But when Diddy do get out of jail, I'm hoping y'all right. I'm hoping that Diddy is gonna get out in about a year or two. Because when he get out and start talking or doing any type of interviews, views and subscribers gonna go up like a mug. So I'm hoping y'all right. And I'll be like, well, I was wrong. Told you, Uncle Mike, you don't know what you talking about. I told y'all from day one when he I don't even know that much about court, but when he denied him that bail, I said, Diddy ain't getting out no time soon. And I started looking at this stuff. I said, Diddy is not, he going for bail again. They going to deny it. Yep, I was right. Denied. Yep. Or he going to get time served. You're not looking at the situation. You're not looking at what this judge. Now, how long it take to do because all this crap take a long time. How long does it take to do an appeal? And I'm thinking Tisha Tell, Tisha Tell be lying. You gonna apologize to all your subscribers? Why are you worrying about her subscribers? God dang, go sit down somewhere, man.
Let me be serious, right? So anyway, right?
I'm hungry,
so
y'all.
Think about it.
Uncle Mike,
before what he thought was a short shot, now he's looking at his lawyers like, well, hold up. You told me A was a short shot. And now you want me to probably invest close to $6 million minimum, according to what the sources are saying, into an appeal campaign, but you can't even guarantee me, because nobody can guarantee an appellate. And Diddy got Google, just like everybody else. And I'm sure they're like, only 10% of appeals are ever granted. And yeah, Diddy beat the system once, but see, appeals are not about if you're innocent. Appeals are not about, appeals are about, did the judge follow proper procedure? Did the judge follow proper procedure in the application of law? And he can say what he wants about Judge Aaron. One thing that we do, Arun, one thing that we do know, baby, he followed procedure to a T. So the odds of the appeal are very, very low. Now Diddy is looking back to the deal about the pardon. See, here's the thing. Let me loop this all together. Remember how I said it wasn't just a jail term, because Diddy was like, maybe I can do that. Remember when I said that the one thing that was actually bothering Diddy is the terms of probation and the fact that he doesn't think that he can last 5 years without reverting to his old ways. And that's even if he stopped his own ways, because God knows what's happening in prison. Honestly, you think Diddy's making like his cellmates wear a mop on their head? Okay, you're the girl. We'll call you Pippi Longstocking. And you're now the big guy that comes swinging in. That's what his free game is. He teaching them how to construct freak-offs.
Oh my
And he making
God.
one of the inmates dress.
Tisha, you better leave Diddy alone. You getting some good, you popping off some real good ones on him. Hey, golly, you gonna have to get your bodyguards 24/7 around your house, girl. Gone. God, they got a mop on his head. I'm gonna teach you game. Yeah. You can get further in the music business or any business when you start doing that. Y'all know what that is, right? Oh my God.
As a girl, right? No.
Here we go.
You're now the big guy that comes swinging in. That's what his free game is. He teaching them how to construct freak-offs. And he making one of the inmates dress up as a girl, right? No. We're not gonna call you Young Miami. We're gonna call you Old Atlanta. Come here, Old Atlanta. And he's sitting in the corner, hiding behind like packs of oodles and noodles, just watching diddling with himself. I'm just saying that.
I'm just saying. Just hey, when the info came out that Diddy in the corner by himself, they doing the freak off, right? And Diddy, because they said he could Tootsie Roll, right? He's a Tootsie Roll, but Diddy's in the corner pleasuring himself, allegedly. I can see my man now. They on the bed, everybody getting busy. Diddy over there. Hey, I can't see. Hey, turn on. Hey, do this pose. Do that pose. God, Diddy. Oh my gracious. I never thought that somebody would pay all that money for S and they won't be in the bed. Man, I've been living under a rock. I did not know. Shoot, if I'm paying all that money, I'm going to touch something. I ain't going to be in no corner. What? Oh my God.
Atlanta. Come here, Old Atlanta. And he's sitting in the corner, hiding behind like packs of oodles and noodles, just watching diddling with himself. I'm just saying the diddler probably did it. All right. So if you look at that, right? And you look at the fact that like now he doesn't know that if he gets out, he realizes after reading those terms of probation that his life is going to be hell. Hell, I tell you. So now let's go back to that pardon. Trump never said no, but everybody he needs to literally make a serious play has their hand out. It's going to cost you because this is what we do for a living. And baby, we ain't doing charity cases. And if we did, you would not be on the list. So now Diddy, it seems like he has a decision to make. But people are saying that he is panicking and he is now mobilizing any of the assets he has. And what's more, he's mobilizing any of the influence he might have in the next election to deliver certain demographics to the president. What demographics he gonna deliver? Bum-ass ninjas? Huh? Retired dusty pick-me's? That need clarifying shampoo? Listen, what? But I digress. Let's get back on point.
Yeah, do that.
So,
get back on point. We on point, baby.
We have a gamble. This seemed like too big a gamble prior to when he thought he was only going to get time served. And now that he knows it, baby, he's in there. And there's no guarantee he's going to have an appeal. People are saying that Diddy is pulling in all the resources and all the favors he can because he plans to make a big play for presidential pardon. Now, that said, will Trump pardon him? I doubt it. But that said, Trump does what he wants to do. However,
bigger fish to fry.
Can he? We already have the Jizzy Maxwell. He's looking seriously at that and he's spoken on that. But Diddy says maybe he's going to play the long game. Maybe he'll sit there for a year, get all his money up, pull together the last 6, 10, maybe 15 million he has, and literally try to buy his way out of prison, because he feels like if he is pardoned, he can make it all back on the inspirational, on the book tour. We know it ain't music because he wasn't making money in music anyway, right? Anyway, y'all, that is the tea. Diddy has doubled down, and he is now in a crossroads. Should he continue with this appeal? I think not, because I think it's going to be rejected. Or should he gather up all his pennies and actually pay the power brokers to get him in front of Trump, and then maybe pay a little bit more and get? Here's what I think. Trump right now, and his whole family is rolling with money. I don't think Diddy has enough money to sway Trump to take all the heat from social media for partying him. I really don't. However, I do think that Diddy with the new administration could leverage the influence, that if he can convince them that he has influence over a certain demographic, they might actually use him as a tool in the next election. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. What do y'all think about it? I actually think there is something to this. In any case, I'm going to stay on this case. Mark my words, Diddy has not given up his pardon thing. The only thing is he stopped being cheap, and he now knows that he can't be like, yo, I'll do it if you guarantee me, because nothing in this life is guaranteed except the fact that he is rolling over right now looking at rats and roaches, just angry and mad. And baby, we love to see it. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about this. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Hey, let Diddy go ahead and get out, please. Let him go ahead and get out. You was wrong. That whenever Diddy do get out of jail, that's going to be a whole nother year of fresh content. By that time, I'll be retired and living in the Philippines. What y'all think, man? Is Diddy going... Dude, I wonder how long it take, and I actually looked that up, man. I didn't like my answer, so I kept looking. Diddy, to have a president who claimed he didn't even look, I need to look into the case and everything. I don't think the president is into, any president is into just picking somebody because his name is Diddy and looking at the case saying, well, just let him out, man. He all right. It don't work like that, man. It gotta have some stipulations behind it. It don't work like that. And then the appeal, I got questions. When you are already sentenced, right? All my questions circle around time. How much time it takes for if Trump decide to give him a pardon tomorrow, I'm signing the pardon. How much time it takes for the pardon to go through? If they're gonna appeal and they start writing up and say we're appealing, how much time it takes for the appeal to go through? Then you gotta go through this whole thing again. And then the judge would be like, forget that, I'm gonna give him more time. He said 50 years, 50 months. He should have said 55 months. I think he should have said 55 months. That would have been more than enough. Look here, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Hey, I'm gonna get on up out of here.
I can't believe Diddy locked in a cell, tunnels under his house, and he can't make bail.
As we speak, Diddy's still in jail. So we can keep talking and talking and talking while he's still doing time. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.